It seems a lot has been happening the last couple days when it comes to Diablo 4 that are striking some concerns for some of the player base. We have hot new drama on skill loadouts, when Season 1 will officially start, more issues with the Battle Pass, as well as more confirmed information coming on the upcoming April livestream. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, the Comeback Kids have done a total of 3 Diablo 4 game copy giveaways so far, so don't forget to stick around until the end of the video to see how you can earn a free copy for yourself. Okay, now Diablo 4 is a fantastic game, don't get me wrong, and it has plenty of great things actually going for it. But, just like every game, it does have some issues, and one of the biggest concerns for a lot of the player base, and definitely me in particular, is the fact that there isn't any easily accessible ways to swap between your builds, or even having multiple build variety instantly as you start getting into the later stages of the game. The developers of Diablo 4 stated that it is going to be rather difficult respeccing your character overall, and this is an issue they're definitely starting to look into based on player feedback recently. Now, Rod Ferguson was asked, are we going to have the armory to save our loadouts? That would be valuable to flip between builds and gear sets, and the respec feature is normal to have, but it should be a way to experiment with new builds. I wouldn't want to create 4 sorcerers so each can use only one build. He simply replied, not at launch, and you guys are going to be seeing this response from him a little bit today, so be prepared for that one. Now, I would definitely lower your expectations when it comes to the devs making drastic changes 2 months before the game's release, but you do have to understand that it's going to take them a significant amount of time to implement something like a skill loadout system, and it's going to take them an even longer time to plan, structure, and test something like a dual specialization system out, like we talked about in the previous video. We also found a brand new skill talent calculator for Diablo 4 with this website. We will link it below in the description. It is absolutely amazing for planning out your builds, and it looks identical to one in the Diablo 4 open beta, so if you're interested, make sure to go check this out. Now, a user on Reddit was exploring some of the achievements for Diablo 4, and there's actually a Korean achievement that includes a 6-week preseason challenge, and it requires you to play Diablo at a local internet gaming room in Korea. Based on this image and the data shown, we could estimate the Diablo 4 preseason will be greater than or equal to 6 weeks long. As you can see, the duration of the time period increases per week. Now, this doesn't give us the exact date when the season will start, but just a period in time on a minimum of what it could be based off of. Now, there has also been a major amount of concern when it comes to the season starting because that is attached to the Battle Pass, and that is now going to be new to the Diablo franchise. There are some fans on one hand that think over 6 weeks is not enough time for the start of Season 1, and then fans on the other hand who are very upset that they're paying for a $90 version of the game to not even come into full effect until 2-ish months after the initial launch day. We have the discussion on the left where the user Frizzle saying, I'm semi-retired and I think 10 weeks would be a bit short for the start of Season 1, with another user replying that there isn't that much to do before the season arrives and the story shouldn't take that long. And that other than that, everything else is purely for enjoyment and great in the essence of ARPG seasons. Then we have the discussion on the right with the user Rusty022 being upset and really confused that he won't get access to his full 90 version of the game he bought until 2 months after its initial release. Another user on Twitter stated, I know it's been said the next update is beta/endgame related info, but is there going to be any update that goes into detail on the Battle Pass/MTX and season dates/info? Adam Fletcher then replied, yeah, we plan on talking about this in more depth. So once again, when it comes to this April live stream, we are going to get absolutely blasted with information when it comes to the season start date, endgame systems, dual spec, and skills. Pretty much a ton of our questions are going to get answered, which emphasizes once again how important this live stream is actually going to be for Diablo 4 fans. Now, Blizzard's already under the hot iron with the fact that they are adding battle passes to the game, which brings in more monetization as well as spending more money to get the game 4 days earlier than anyone. So it's going to be really interesting to see how they handle the situation and the pressure come closer to launch at the April livestream. Okay, now moving on to some minor confirmations that we know about so far is going to be if Diablo 4 will have gear sets, as well as if it will have WASD movement support for PC players. Rod Ferguson then simply replied to both of them, not at launch. We do also have some more additional information that we received when it comes to unlocking the higher Torment difficulties near the end game. We have World Tier 3 and 4, and once you actually unlock these new world tiers, you will have access to the best items in the game with ancestral items, unique items, and putting you right into the end game that is Diablo 4. Now, basing this off of what Rod Ferguson's response was about difficulty in endgame, he said simply, yes, there's a level 100 boss plus the Capstone dungeon bosses. Now, we can make an estimation that Capstone dungeons are going to be very, very difficult and are going to truly test the player on if they are ready to advance into the next world tier. To advance from World Tier 2 to World Tier 3, you need to complete the campaign and the Cathedral of Light Capstone in Kiovashad, and to advance from World Tier 3 to World Tier 4, you need to complete the Fallen Temple Capstone dungeon in the Dry Steppes on World Tier 3. Remember, guys, this is something you're going to want to do and try to complete as soon as you possibly can, because the power spike on item pool, as well as affixes on the gear that you acquire, is going to increase and immensely boost your character overall, and it's going to shoot you up in power. This will definitely allow you to get the best gear in the game you possibly can the second you complete these capstone dungeons and advance into the next world tier. Blizzard also officially just started their spring sale, which will have a ton of deals on all Diablo 4 games. So if y'all are interested, don't forget to check that out and get some amazing deals to prepare yourself and even pass the time until Diablo 4 launch. Overall, I think Diablo 4 has a ton of things going for it, guys, and I do think Blizzard and the developers are taking a lot of time to actually listen to player feedback over the 2 beta weekends, and they already have stated that they are making changes. They're going to be discussing what some of those changes are come the April live stream. Now, this doesn't mean that a lot of the issues people have aren't getting completely addressed, and it is causing some concern in the community. I would say one of the biggest concerns overall about Diablo 4 is the Battle Pass in general being implemented. And if that's not enough for you, you have to then wait 6 to 10 weeks to actually receive all your rewards if you decide to pay for a $90 game. The thing is, though, is like 95% of all RPGs out there, they're going to cater to what actually works best in their market. And for ARPGs, that's going to be seasonal-based live service game content overall. So I think players are going to have to learn to be a little bit patient with these things, as well as all their rewards come launch heading into the first season of Diablo 4. Now, personally, I was really hoping for some sort of skill build loadout come launch, or even maybe having some sort of dual specialization like they do have in, other games like World of Warcraft and such. But with some of the tweets happening the last couple days, I can definitely assume that they aren't going to have any of this come launch, which is quite frustrating and definitely sucks. But it does mean that they are working on it, and it is eventually coming. So there is hope for something like this overall. It's really just a matter of when is it going to come? Is it going to come within the first couple seasons? Is it going to come later on down the line? Is there going to be just a massive, 1.0, 2.0 big update that this is all going to come into and integrate into the system? We're going to have to see, but obviously you have some of the fans out there who are mostly just going to hate on Blizzard just because of Blizzard's recent past and history with the crazy monetization that is, Diablo Immortal, as well as overdoing it with Overwatch 2. The paid bonuses when it comes to World of Warcraft Classic and, the TBC passes and all that stuff and the character boost. Listen, I'm not going to lie, it's gotten really out of hand. But I think this is going to be Blizzard's opportunity to earn everyone's respect again with an amazing title that is Diablo 4. A game that which we all played 2 full weekends and just a small amount of it, but we all have really high hopes for it and think it's going to turn out really great and fantastic no matter what happens. So we're really excited for that. Don't worry, guys. We will keep you all updated on that. We have so much content coming up for you all in the next few weeks. We have live streams, news videos, updates, guides for all things Diablo 4. So if you guys want to see more content, please don't forget to consider subscribing. And also back to that giveaway. The Comeback Kids is doing a giveaway for a free copy of Diablo 4. So if y'all are interested, please visit the link in the description below to find out more details on how you could win that. That's going to be all from me, ladies and gentlemen. And until the very end, my name's Sky from the Comeback Kids. I will see you all in the next one. Peace.